Hey guys, welcome back to CapView. So today we're going to be doing a movie review on a new Netflix movie called Fear Street. So it's basically a three-part trilogy, which I just discovered. I did not know this, so I actually just came off of watching part one, which is Fear Street 1994 on Netflix, available now. You guys can go check it out after this review or before this review. Depends if you like spoilers or not. But I'm going to try really hard not to give you guys too much. I know I normally do, but this time I'm actually going to keep you in, I think, a bit of suspense. So, let's talk about Fear Street. So, there's a three-part trilogy. It's basically three films that I initially started watching, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to connect or if they're going to be three different sort of horror stories. And they actually seemingly do connect and all sort of wrap up into one. It's actually really cool. So, when I initially saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, cool. It's like a new horror sort of thing. And anything that's horror, you guys know I'm going to watch and I'm into. But the best thing about it is, of course, it's centered in the 90s. So the 90s genre is, it was very big with horror, and my favorite horror films were the cheesy ass 90 films, Scream, I Know We Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, all those kind of cheesy 90s horror flicks. They are my shit. I still watch them. I love them. I don't care. Um, so that's what I grew up on predominantly. So this initially, when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, this has that like Goosebumps, like R.L. Stein vibe. Like it has that Are You Afraid of the Dark TV show vibe. And if you guys knew those TV shows, or if you ever read Goosebumps as a kid, or if you watched the show that they did, and the Are You Afraid of the Dark show as well, which was closely linked to it, I think it had the same feel. This is definitely going to be up your alley. So that's what definitely attracted me to this show, those themes, those tones, that like 90s horror, and especially the 90s. Now, as I said, it's a trilogy, so there's different years. I believe there's 78, which is part two, and then it goes all the way back to 66, which is part three. So the movie went on for I think about an hour and a half. It was pretty decent, although if I'm being honest, it kind of felt like a extended Netflix episode or something. It didn't really feel like a movie, and I guess that's because it is cut up into three different parts. So you've got to watch the second part to sort of show you. And it's funny because the second part is basically a prequel, and then I guess the third is like a prequel, like it's like origin movie, but how it all sort of started. So basically, the premise of this movie for 1994, Fear Street 1994, is that you've got a group of teenagers, and look, guys, I'm like, I thought that I would be over teenage horror movies, like the cheesy, corny, horny teenage horror films. But no, it always pulls me in, and for the most part, it's because of the writing. It's just funny, and come on, we enjoy watching like the naughty cheerleader get murdered. It's just what it is, or the douchey guy get murdered. These tropes have happened not just through the 90s, but have continuously happened, and it's no different here. So it's centered around a bunch of teenagers that basically disturb a witch's curse, and they basically release that curse, and she essentially releases a bunch of terrifying, horrific monsters out to get these teenagers, and there's all these different types of monsters. It kind of like when it sort of revealed that, it kind of reminded me of 13 Ghosts. If you guys have ever seen that movie, awesome movie as well. But the start of this film and so many moments throughout this entire film felt very, very much, and it's very much on the nose that they definitely are paying homage to films like Scream. Definitely the first opening scene with the mall, which by the way, the actress that was playing that, she was really awesome. Um, it was so Scream. It was very Scream. It was like Scream but in a mall. And then also, the phone calls, the AOL chat room was really cool. There was so much stuff that was like themed with 90s that was done so well. The music was really awesome. Like it was just on point. The clothing choices, everything. Like I remember watching Captain Marvel, which was supposed to be set in the 90s, and I did not feel the 90s vibe at all, really. Whereas this was done really, really well. It really puts you into the 90s, and I felt so at home. I felt my childhood flash before my eyes as I was watching this. And yes, it is that cheesy horror at times, but it has those suspense, thriller moments and themes throughout. It really does feel like watching an alternate version of Scream, like for a lot of this movie. From that, like the mask killer to like the way he kills too with the knife specifically is very like Ghostface, very much so. The like running like there's like the cut scene where you like they see the actress cut and then you see like the dun, and like he's like running past and you see it's not like a shadow like it was like in a paranormal movie. It's you can see it's it's like a ghost dude running and it reminded me of Scream so much. And again, yes, the knife kills. The general like attire of this of the masked killer specifically. There's different killers, but a lot of the start was with the masked killer. So again, very much like Ghostface with a different mask. Just imagine watching Scream, but with a different mask in a mall. Like that's what you're watching basically. And yeah, that masked killer throughout. Again, there was different monsters introduced or killers, I should say. But that masked killer throughout basically killed and tortured and toyed with his victims very much like Ghostface. It was very definitely paying homage to that film. And there was a lot of other stuff here too. There were like different themes of different films throughout this entire movie, I feel like in moments. There was a reference to Jaws, of course. They literally there was actually I think they were watching the film in one of the scenes, and then one of the other characters actually quoted the line of when they killed Jaws, and they actually discussed it as well. So that was really interesting. There was a lot of stuff here that made me feel like I was a kid again. It was very cool. Not gonna lie to you guys, it was really cool, especially the 90s. Like I don't know how I'm gonna feel about watching the 70s version, and I'm really I'm a little bit nervous for the most part about the 66 version. That's going way back, you guys. But the 90s was good. It was a fun flick. There was some cool ass gruesome kills. There was that classic suspense thriller like theme throughout. There were the phone calls like Scream. It was really cool. I really felt like for so many moments I was watching an alternate version of Scream. And I'm all down for that. I love Scream. Can't wait for number five. um, so yeah, it was really cool. I was really impressed with the actress that was the drug dealer, and the actress at the start. She plays two characters. So she comes back and she basically plays like a dead version of herself, possessed by a witch, which was really cool. So she did a really fantastic job. Again, I like the chick with the drug dealer chick. I didn't like that they killed her, even though it was such a good kill. Um, and you see certain things and you know that they're gonna come into play. Like when you saw that like machine turn on, you knew someone's head was gonna get sliced. I was hoping it would be the killers, but it was unfortunately her. Although I will say, massive props to the visuals for a Netflix film, guys. It was really well done. It was brutal. It was gory. It was graphic. I'm pretty sure it's rated R18. It's up there, you guys. And if you guys remember the first Scream movie, um that it was like that, with the brutality and all of it, and it was so funny. You've even got like the nerdy brother, and every like when he was talking and like discussing and like unraveling the story and being like dun dun dun, like, and he was explaining the witch and stuff. All I could hear was Randy. Like I could just see Randy in him. It was yeah. And like the other guy reminded me of Stu a little bit, the weird dude. But yeah, it was really cool. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the next one. So if you guys like horror, you should definitely check it out. What else can I talk about? I'm trying not to give too many spoilers away, but I kind of want to talk about the gory kills. The different killers were really cool. Although I'm guessing they're going to be revealed in the other movies, because I'm waiting. They didn't show all the killers, and if you watch it, you understand what I mean by that. There were some sex themes. It seems to be that it's a teen horror. There's gonna be sex. So there's that too. Like I said, R18. Um, but yeah, some of the kills were really fucking brutal. There was another scene where also like the drumstick, when she broke the drumstick on and she was on the phone. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I know that is gonna come back and be used somewhere. at some point to kill someone, usually, or something. Again, I was hoping it would be for a killer, but it was actually used to harm one of the main leads in the story. So it was just cool. Like there was obviously some stuff that I saw ahead of time. I feel like it was predictable to me because I've seen so many of these movies, but I love them and I really enjoyed the ride of this. The writing was good. It was funny at moments. It was I just like the teen horrors. I wish I kind of didn't sometimes. It's almost like a guilty pleasure at times, but it was actually quite good. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna stop rambling about it, but it was fun and yeah, I'm excited to watch the next one. If you guys like horror, if you loved Goosebumps as a kid like I did, and you like that kind of themed style, if you can picture like Goosebumps storytelling mixed with like mashed with like Scream, that's basically this movie, and it's really cool. So definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. It's called Fear Street 1994. And yeah, I'll be doing another review for the next one because this one definitely captivated my attention. I'm intrigued and I can't wait to watch it. So thanks again for watching. See you guys later.